Welcome to The Daily Grind, a Bluff City Media daily podcast. Stepping up to the microphone is your host, Luke Hatmaker. Grab your favorite morning brew, and let's get to the show.
I never smile at a crocodile. Never tip your head and start to talk. Well, crocodiles aren't technically alligators, but I believe they're the same family, so we're sticking with it. Welcome to the Daily Grind. I am your host, Luke Hatmaker, and it is Tuesday. And the reason I started with the crocodile song, I'm sure Rusty's going to get a chance to talk about it, but I got Rusty with me. Let's start with there. How are you, Rusty? We were talking a little bit off air. I know you're doing good. Are you get it? Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
I'm doing well. I will be taking a victory lap here in a minute about the champion bracket in the $2 Sports Show Bracket Challenge. That's right. Rusty Buckets picked the champion, and I'm on a heater. Last night, I pulled up to get gas, to get ready for our trip. And as I pulled up the gas station, who is there but Daniel Radcliffe? You know, Harry Potter. He's filling up his car. He gets out of his car. He looks at the pump. He goes, whoa, expensive petroleum. I'm so sorry. So sorry. I'll show my way out. But the champ is here.
Expensive petroleum. Man, I was like, why was Daniel Radcliffe in Memphis? That was great.
So sorry.
Great.
I'm
No.
so sorry. Maggie, I'm so sorry.
Maggie, it's fine. It's fine. I'm right out of the gate. We're doing great today. I got Harry Potter. Okay. I gotta get okay. We're just gonna jump right to what Rusty was referring to. He won the $2 Sports Show Bracket Challenge because he picked the winner of the NCAA tournament bracket. The Florida Gators won. They beat the Cougars. Is it the Houston Cougars? I realized I didn't confirm that after I put this in here. It's the Cougars, right? The Houston Cougars. They beat them 65-63. What did you have as the final score? Were you close there?
I had
Not that it matters.
71-68, I believe, is what I had the final score as. So it was close, but I thought it'd be a little bit higher scoring. Houston's defense was what we thought they were, right? They showed up. Again, I apologize to all the people in the comments about that incredible pun. Maggie, Kenny, don't fire me. Maggie, don't fire me. But it was a great game. You had the two best teams in college basketball. They earned their way there. They, again, like I said on the show yesterday, like there's not going to be that, Florida got to play, the Little Sisters of the Poor and St. Mary's Temple and all these things, right? Like they played good basketball teams, and that was the two best teams. I mean, they beat Auburn, they beat Duke, two of the other best teams, and earned that spot. Walter Clayton Jr. he's the truth. He had a tough first half, but he finished strong to win that game for Florida. And credit Houston, they did everything they could to win, but then it just stalled, right? Like they just kind of ran out of gas against a superior team. And shout out to the Florida Gators, what a win!
Well, man, and that I felt so bad for Houston. Those last possession, dude, like they couldn't even get a shot off, and it just looked. I mean, credit Florida because they were down in this game. They were down like by a lot at one point, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And they
15 or 13.
Yeah, and they clawed with pick a Gator pun here. They did whatever you wanted, and they got back in and they won it, which is really cool. It's their third title ever. Which is crazy. The last two times they won were when they went back to back with Billy Donovan. That's wild.
Yeah, I was in college at that point, and I got to watch both of those teams play in the hump, and we lost one on like a last second Corey Brewer shot, and the other one we were within like a possession or two late. And so it's just, that tells you how long ago it's been because I am old. And but it was just a good win for Florida last night. No Cinderellas this year. It was definitely the top teams, and Florida, they were one of the best teams coast to coast, right? They finished on like 4 losses all year long. I mean, it was definitely one of the best teams, if not the best team in college basketball.
Yeah. And it's you're talking about, I think they were like after Duke and after Auburn, they might have been like one of the highest picked winners. People, this was a good team. People weren't on this team. SEC was good. Everybody, T's and P's to all Florida co-eds.
Yeah, Kenny in the comments there.
This is why I need to stay out of the comments. I get distracted.
Yeah, that's it. But hey, again, taking a lap here, I had all but like 2 of the Elite 8. I was 50% for the Final Four. I had Florida beating Michigan State. I had Houston beating Alabama. I got that right at least, Florida and Houston, and then called the champs, the Florida Gators. I am the champ of the $2 Sports Show Bracket Challenge. Drew said last night, this is my worst nightmare, because I told him on our show I'm getting my 15 minutes, dadgummit, because I'm taking a lap. Last year when we did this and the year before, it wasn't great. But your boy won this year. I have taken my victory lap.
All right. Tune in to $2 Sports Show today if you want to see right. Yeah, I'm excited. Enough about college sports, because if you couldn't tell, 65-63 is not a very high scoring game. But the Grizzlies do have another game tonight. They are playing the Hornets in Charlotte. Got all their guys back. John Morant is back healthy. Recovered from his stomach bug, I believe. I believe. We need to win this game. I mean, it might be the understatement of the year, but we're going to talk about it later. But there are 5 teams that are sandwiched between the 3rd or the 4th seed and the 8th.
Yeah.
Like every win.
Wow.
Yeah, it's wild. Every win counts. And this is a game where you need to go down to Charlotte. You need to take care of business. You need to.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. We've stumbled early, forcing our hand here to have to win late. Good thing we made a head coaching change, because we've had a different product over the last 2 weeks. But this is a Hornets team that doesn't have its stinger. Another pun for you there. No LaMelo Ball. Yeah, they've got a few other guys that are going to be out. Brandon Miller has not played in a hot minute with that wrist injury. They have effectively shut it down for the year. They are coasting to a lottery pick. Yes. We have no business losing, much less letting this be a game. I would love for this to be one of those that we salted away early. We get, I'd be fine with some Yuki minutes. But Luke, I'll say this. It's time to put up or shut up time. What we need is our guys getting legs ready for the playoffs. And so as fun as Yuki minutes would be, I still kind of want 35, 36 minutes from our big 3, because we played 88% of this season with those guys only playing 30, 28 minutes. And so we need to dial that up for playoff basketball. And so, I want to win this game 150-89, but I want Jaren, John, and Dez getting their playoff legs ready, because it's a rough stretch to get there, and we may not be done, right? Depending on how the cards fall, you could have a couple extra games and then a playoff series if you fall to the play-in, or you need to be ready to go against a Houston, Denver, LA Laker team.
Yeah, man. I echo that, man. I want this could be a blowout. We could see our G Leaguers guys, and this could be a Cam Spencer game where he plays a lot of the 4th. But I don't want it to be, because we have Minnesota on Thursday, and then we have Denver, and we can't
need those guys ready.
Yeah, we can't mess around in those games. Those will be playoff atmosphere games, and we need to be dialed in 100%. And you know what? The way to get dialed in is to be dialed in leading up to it. We've been dialed in this team it's like you said, it's been a different product since Tomas took over. This team has appeared dialed in.
Here's a big part of it.
Yep.
He's been using Zach Edey. You're right. Everybody's been dialed in, and this is a big part of it is Zach Edey. Shout out to your doppelganger.
Yep. Hold on.
Your boy is figuring out how to use Zach Edey. There you go. Talk outside of your mouth so you avoid your Finnish accent. And I hear your point, Jalen. I'd love for those guys to get 23, 25 minutes, but and not risking injury. It's a fair point. It's definitely a great argument. I can see that, but also we've got some big basketball coming up. We need guys ready. We need guys conditioned for sure.
Yeah. Yes. And it's like you said, it is just the Hornets. This is a team that has effectively, like you said, called it in on the season, but there's no reason to go in there and phone it in. Yeah. There's no reason for that. And
especially when it's this could be, and don't hear what I'm not saying, but this could be another practice of sort. I'm not minimizing what it is, because it's a game, right? But and it's an NBA team that can jump up and beat you. We've seen that, because we've lost 2 out of 3 to Brooklyn.
Yes.
And we lost to Chicago. But anyway, this could be effectively another practice for Tomas to run his system, get picks ready, get the guys ready for playoff rotations and playoff strategy and offensive sets, because we haven't had a lot of practice time, right? We've been on the road. We've been traveling. I do love that we left Detroit. We came back to Memphis, got a practice in before now heading to Charlotte. So I love that we're getting dialed in. Taylor Jenkins would never. He was too busy at the Waffle House, and he would have stayed at the Waffle House in Detroit for the 24-hour Waffle House challenge instead of calling a practice. I love that we came home and practiced. Love that shows that we're taking this thing freaking serious for the first time all year.
Yeah. Yes. And put this up here. I do think, is it weird to think that I don't want to say it starts with Edey, but we need him to be, Shaquille O'Neal needs to be on one. When this team, you've seen the way that this iteration of this team with this roster construction, we've seen in these couple games the best way to optimally use them. And Edey going for 20 boards and 10 points is a big maple. That's a good way for this team to be the best version of itself.
He's going to have a bit, he's got Nurkic tonight, who's another big body, but he's a guy that can get body. He's not quite the guy that Zubac is or some of these other guys we might face in the playoffs. But that's definitely going to be a good challenge for Edey to see what this is, because he has beat up on some smaller teams, right?
Yeah.
I look for Edey to not take, DG in the comments yesterday say he's going to turn into a pumpkin. That man's just salty that Duke lost and Zach Edey's good, and he's just been wrong at every turn. And so I want Edey to continue tonight, get tuned up so he can go out and body Rudy Gobert on Thursday night. But again, great tune-up. There he is. Shout out DG. I want this to be another big Zach Edey night. Double-digit rebounds. He's had them in 4 of the 5 games since TJ's been gone, or 5 of 6, whatever it is. Just dominating the boards. And tonight's another opportunity to do that. Kenny's exactly right. Hit the like button right here. Subscribe to Bluff City Media while you're here as well. Come hang with us every morning.
Yep. On this game, who is the guy that you need to see? Zach Edey has been flourishing under Tomas. Who do you want to see? Who else do you want to see play well? Because one guy, the other rook, I want to talk about Jalen, because Jalen, I think Jalen just likes playing for Tomas better.
Yeah.
It was just, you could see it in this game, in the game, the game,
the Detroit game,
when he goes up to me, he goes, "I told you." It's just
after he stripped Cade. Yeah.
That kind of, we ain't seen that from Jalen all season. Matt, Shelby agrees.
Shelby gets it, man.
Shelby gets it. We've not seen that all season. And just to see both these rookies just maybe not break through their rookie wall, but to skip over it a little bit, just to skippy.
I agree. I would love to see Jalen step up for sure and continue to play well. Offensively, it's not been working for him lately, though that 3 against Detroit was clutch. He's only 3. Defense is there. For me, this might be a bit of a cop-out, so I'll take 2. My first one is I want to see Jaren not be in foul trouble. I know he's been frustrated. I know he's been, ups and downs this season, still trying to figure out his way now. But, I don't want to see Jaren get in foul trouble against the Hornets. I want him to be 3-4 fouls at the most. I don't want 5 and 6 him fouling out. Be smart, dial in, lock in. Playoffs are right around the corner. And the last thing we need is in a pivotal game 3 or a pivotal game 4, we need Jaren fouling out. I need him to get his head squared on defense for sure.
Yeah. With the amount of growth that we've seen from him the past couple seasons, it's just come on, brother. Yeah, this is a habit that you broke, and you're just slipping back into it a little bit. Come on,
agreed. So that's I get that's a call. Jaren, I need to get Jaren game. Yeah, but I want to see Santi Aldama continue to find consistency. Santi's been better of late. He's been rebounding. He had 21 against Boston, 18 against Golden State, 9 against Miami and Detroit. But he's still getting big boards. He's helping kind of in that Brandon Clark 6-8 rebound kind of role. And so I want Santi to continue to get his legs underneath him. I know this is shout out Wayno, because Wayno loves Santi Aldama more than he loves air. And so I want Santi to continue to get his legs. Again, defense is an absolute liability. Ryan Gosling and remember the Titans, just an absolute liability out there. But that's a great joke. I saw something the other day. It was next time your girl's drooling over Ryan Gosling, remind her that he was an absolute liability at corner.
He had to get pulled, man. He had to get pulled.
He gave up his helmet. He gave up his helmet. Next time she's drooling, remind her of that.
Petey, man. He got pulled for Petey.
He got pulled for Petey. But no, I want to see Santi continue to find his rhythm offensively and snatch boards.
Yeah, it's important to say that, because Santi's playing. Santi will be playing in the playoffs for this team. Tomas likes him. The organization likes him. He's playing more minutes than these starters some nights. He is going to be a part of this. The framework.
acquisition. You heard it here first. We don't have a ton of great pieces to move. As long as we could move a big three, but we're not ready for that. But Santi is probably going to be your summer acquisition alongside Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yep. So we need to see more. I mean, you can talk about growth. We've seen growth from a guy from 30th pick from Loyola, Maryland to a guy who's probably going to make a decent amount of cheddar with his next contract. We've seen it. I just want to see more.
I mean, again, he's not like like a starter on this team. He's not going to be like the guy that goes wins you games. But if you watch like how we went from what Santi used to be to where Santi is now, like the growth is undeniable. Like he is a much better basketball player in this system, and he just got a lot more confidence too. And so doing little things well. Santi's gonna get paid this summer in the neighborhood of 12 to 15 million, and we'll likely get that from Memphis.
Shelby gets it. Shelby gets it.
She is very pro Santi Aldama.
I want to get her a doggy Santi jersey. I don't know if they make this.
She'd rock it.
It'd be so great. We're talking about the Charlotte. We're going to talk about. Did you hear that? This just in. This just in the stand. Oh my God! Yes, to you. This just in the standings report. It's time to talk about the standings because oh my God, it's stressful. We're talking about how important the Charlotte Hornets game is because, God, I never thought that I would be saying that the Charlotte Hornets game last week of the season was this important, but hot diggity damn. So right now, we mentioned the teams earlier. There are Golden State, the Clippers, the Timberwolves, the Grizzlies, and the Nuggets, all with every one of these teams has at least 10% chance to get every one of these seeds except the T-Wolves. So right now, the Grizz, this is all per Basketball Reference. They've got a great little table where you can be like, percentages. And I like math. We've got, let's go with the Grizzlies numbers. Grizzlies currently right now, not out of, we still have a 4.9% chance at the 3 seed. I'm not keeping my fingers crossed. God, this is rough. 14.3% chance at the 4 seed, 16.4% chance for the 5 seed, 17.4% chance for the 6 seed, 24.4% chance at the 7 seed, and 14.2% chance at the 8 seed. That's awful.
Yes.
That's stressful
not
for
great.
my body.
That's stressful. A 6-7 feels like where they want us to land, right? Like right on the edge of the plan. That feels appropriate given around us. But we've got an opportunity to finally control our own destiny as much as we can, right? Like we've got just to win out. Like if we win out, we set ourselves up for success because a lot of these other teams are playing better teams, and we need to be Rockets and Kings fans over the next few days, week or so, as this thing settles out.
Yeah, man, absolutely right. And it's look at this. It's not. I mean, it's these numbers that I just said. These are going to change drastically just over the course of tonight. Like I've not remembered having, as a Grizzlies fan, having to be this dialed into the standings in quite some time. But like, we played 2 of those 3 teams in the last 4 games.
I mean,
the T-Wolves, Nuggets, those 2 games, that's what's going to decide these standings for all these teams. And it sucks that we play on the same nights as these other teams. I think we play the same night every night the rest of the way, which is a bummer.
It's going to be one of those things like we're going to need some help for sure, but we control our own destiny and we can have the tiebreaker over both Minnesota and Denver. We've got Minnesota regardless. You go out, you handle your business against Denver. Luke, I know you've been hoping and wishing and longing for those guys to rest. I don't think that's going to happen. Those 2 games matter way too much. We're going to get a full-on onslaught from Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert. Like, he's so bad. And there's people that want to trade Jaren for him. Anyway, and then we're going to get, Jokic in the next on a back-to-back, right? Like, we play the Nuggets Friday night. Travel time is going to be rough. I don't know if you saw this or not for those games coming up. Like we're an 8:30 tip against Minnesota, and there's a chance that we may not get to Denver until like 4 a.m. local time on Friday for a high altitude game that night. So
It's
it
dirty.
doesn't play well into our favor, but it's doable. You know, these guys are young and athletic. For me, that sounds awful. My old dusty ass would be like absolutely unusable. I'd be laid over in the first row just like this, watching shoot around.
Like, please.
Play God.
Man, the Jamal Murray hasn't been playing, so that's might be one thing that bodes well. And it should be worth noting, this Denver team, we know they don't give two F's about. Like, if last year was any indicator, they didn't tank their season, but like they went from their seeding went really far. They switched seeding a lot that last game of the season last year. They are the epitome of, just get to the playoffs. We can do fine. So,
that's it.
If they don't play, right now, pre-play-in, Memphis has a 53% chance of getting the 1 through the 6. Denver has a 53.6% chance. So they have the two of us right there as the 6 and the 7. It's, I don't know, like this is what you need to keep an eye on tonight. We are go Bucks, go Thunder, go Suns, and go Spurs tonight. This is who we want to win.
Absolutely. The Thunder could have done us a solid over the weekend, and they absolutely boo-booed to bed losing to the Lakers on Sunday. Was that Sunday or Saturday? Whatever night that was. Saturday, they lost to, or Sunday, they lost to the Lakers. Do us a solid tonight, but, like, handle your business as well, right? Because, like, you need to create some buffers. So don't mess around with Charlotte. Don't mess around with Dallas at the end of the year. Like, you've got 4 games remaining? Is that right?
Yep, 4.
Like, it's time to just lock the F in, right? Like, you're not going to get calls. You're not going to get help from the refs. Like, you need to dial in and go win basketball games. You know, you've got, again, Charlotte tonight. We own Minnesota. Don't let your foot off the gas there. The Nuggets, like, they're going to play Russell Westbrook, and he's losing them just about as many games as they're winning. I mean, my God, like, he's just been an absolute liability. You talk about liability, good Lord. But just handle your freaking business. Like, you know, DG, and I get it. The regular season doesn't matter because you just got to get to the play. But, like, we're in this position because the regular season didn't matter in November. So now go win basketball games, right?
Yep.
You know, just get to the dance. Wilder things have happened. I don't know if you remember this or not, but once upon a time, there was an 8 seed that upset a 1 seed in the NBA playoffs. And of course, we're talking about your Memphis Grizzlies upsetting the San Antonio Spurs. Wilder things have happened. Just get there.
Yep. Just get there. Real quick before we start, been over under how many finger guns in the game tonight?
I'm going to say over 3.5, and we're going to nail it. Like, what needs to happen is John needs to hit a 3 and then look at the bench, and everyone else just be like,
"Yep." That would be great.
It was really funny. My boss at Results, shout out, no free shout out. He, in our group chat with all of our regional directors last night, screenshot our episode yesterday with me doing the finger guns and said, Rusty's been fined $75K for hand gestures contrary to company culture. I was like, oh no.
Like, please don't. I can't. Please don't do that.
John Moran, that's not 0.02% of my salary, big dog.
God, what a joke. I won't talk about it. Let's tube. It's Tuesday. On Tuesdays around here, we tube. We talk about what we're watching on TV. And there's some good stuff on TV right now, my friend. I can go first. So I've been watching. I watched a Val Kilmer movie over the weekend. I watched Heat just to, RIP Val Kilmer. I've been in my feels about Val Kilmer. But I have been watching this new show called The Studio. It is on Apple TV Plus. It's got Seth Rogen. It's got Catherine O'Hara. And it is so funny. They're like studio heads, and it's a comedy. It's like so funny. And I'm a big Seth Rogen guy. I think he's really, really funny. Him and the guy that did Superbad, that wrote Superbad with him, they write and direct the whole show.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And it's just
the previews
funny.
Look great. Yeah, it looks like it'd be funny.
It is really funny. And if you like movies, there's just great jokes where, like, Ron Howard is a main character in one of the episodes. Martin Scorsese is a main character in one of the episodes. It's just like, if you are a movie guy, or if you just like Hollywood or Hollywood history, and if you just like Seth Rogen, I would highly, highly recommend it because it's so funny. Second episode, they're doing cool movie stuff where, like, the second episode was all one take. Like, the car drives up the driveway to where they're filming this shot, and the camera's on the hood, and then they get off the car and the camera stays with them the entire scene until they leave.
Oh, that's cool.
Just really cool movie stuff. So the studio, Apple TV Plus, that's what I would recommend. That's what I'm tubing.
Yeah, I have to check it out. I've checked that out. So speaking of Catherine O'Hara, Maggie and I are still finishing up Schitt's Creek. Just like such a good show, man. Such a good show. But I got two things for her. We watched a crime documentary on Netflix called Jailbreak, Love on the Run. And I remember this happening in 2022 because it was from my dad's from Florence, Alabama, and his whole family's from there. And that's where it originates. This prisoner, he's 6'8", Casey White, falls in love with the guard, Vicky White. No relation, I don't think, but it is Alabama, ... And so she helps him escape, and they go on this big nationwide manhunt. It's really entertaining. It's also super weird. There's a little weird part in it, but it's called Jailbreak, Love on the Run. If you like true crime documentaries, it's on Netflix. Check it out. It was entertaining. It's about an hour and a half or so. It was very entertaining. It gets a little weird at about the 50-minute mark, but talking about some of their love phone calls. But anyway, it was really good. Wow. Yeah, good Netflix documentary. And Luke, for you, my dad was scrolling through, finding something for us to watch on Sunday when I was at his house. And this movie pops up, and my dad goes, I really like this movie. I think this is one of Kevin Costner's best movies. You want to watch it? And I was like, Dad, for you, I'll watch it. So we watched Draft Day, the movie, in honor of the Daily Grind segments on Wednesday. I watched Draft Day this weekend. It just chuckled the whole time.
I noticed it was streaming the other day. I was like, when did this happen?
And my dad was like, you think this is how it really goes? And I'm like, Dad, maybe. I don't think so, but maybe. God love you.
Man,
I couldn't wait for Tubin Tuesday after watching Draft Day, the movie on Sunday.
Man, something about dads and Kevin Costner. I did not. I should have known when you said you and your dad watched something that it was a Kevin Costner movie, but I did not.
Listen, Dance with Wolves is one of my favorite movies. I love Kevin Costner. Field of Dreams, For Love of the Game, so many good movies. Bull Durham, Tin Cup, so many good Kevin Costner movies. And then there's Draft Day and Waterworld. Waterworld's also not good, but there's those two.
Waterworld, I appreciate, at least in Waterworld, they were doing a lot. In Draft Day, he's just in the Cleveland Browns war room.
Sulking the whole time.
I don't want, you're getting me heated. You're not here tomorrow, so I can't complain about Draft Day on the show tomorrow. Why would you do this? Okay. Do not go watch Draft Day. Thank you for watching the show today. Rusty's dad, if you're watching, I'm sorry. It's a fine movie. It's a fine movie.
It's a fine movie.
It's a fine movie. We will be back tomorrow. Rusty won't be back tomorrow. He's traveling. He's going to. We'll tell everybody where you're going.
I'm going to Augusta to see what real grass, real azaleas look like. That's right. One of my best friends, Lauren Massey. Shout out Greenville, South Carolina. Scored us tickets to the practice round on Wednesday and the par 3 tournament on Wednesday afternoon. Wayno Golf is where they use the sticks and they hit the white ball towards the cup. I think they have that in Australia, but maybe. But I get to go watch the Masters tomorrow. Lifelong bucket list item. Super stoked. Excited to be there.
Do I have it on my wall? No, I don't. I've got a golf ball from the Masters from practice. My stepdad went once and he got one of the balls. I thought I had it on my wall.
I've got the 2020 Masters flag signed by Dustin Johnson and hanging on my wall right here. This is going to be weird. Hang with me, but boom, there it is.
Oh, man, that was smooth. Yeah. What you talking about? That was smoother than all my crap. That's going to do it for our show today because this show is not smooth. That was smooth. Draft Day, the movie, is not smooth. I'm all over the place. Augusta, Draft Day. We talk about crazy stuff on the show. We will be back tomorrow. Rusty will not be, but I'm going to be here, hopefully, with Drew. Need to talk to him. I hope Power's back on. Hopefully we're talking about a dub. Go support the team tonight. Support this show. Like on YouTube. Follow on YouTube. Subscribe. I got to get better about remembering to do that. Have a good day today. Enjoy this weather. Enjoy the brisk, pretty day. If I can leave you all with anything today, like we normally do, remember these things. Remember these 2 things. Remember to be a little weird. And remember to smile. Bye, guys. Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow.